WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
I can't believe I'm putting my voice to this.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Thank you for your irrelevant opinion.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon.
The first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I got to say. I'm a broadcast journalist. I have a right to my opinion.
Oh, son of a...
I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even in commentary.
There's the sound of the bell, and that means we are off. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you, alongside Nick Cataldi.
Yay!
Pushing the buttons, turning the dials. Lucas, I don't believe will be with us today. No intern. Doggone. Oh, yeah, I just heard the yay from the echo, and that was rather well-timed. I think you caught that as well, Nick. Oh, no, or that or you're sniffling. I can't tell which.
I mean, 2 shocks in a matter of a week and a half. One, Vince McMahon lost money, and Lucas won't be here.
Oh, well, I don't know if you're going to be able to handle.
Lucas.
I've got more. I have more Vince McMahon news as the fallout of all that's going on. I've got, first of all, highlights of the damage control conference call that was held this past Monday. Vince saying that there was a somewhat favorable outcome in the TV deals. This is all spin. He admitted that they were a bit disappointed in the NBC Universal deal. Which I know, yeah. The fact that they were a bit disappointed is kind of an understatement.
Yeah, just a couple bucks,
But that they were somehow able to nearly double their overall TV rights revenue. So if you include what they have with the UK, what they have with India, what they have with other countries around the world, add all of them together,
How about
and
Croydon?
they almost, Croydon as well,
right.
They almost doubled their current TV deal.
So it's a bit. It looks a little better.
This is all just this is putting the shine on it. They're trying their best to. Vince added that the deal was, quote, a good deal, not what we wanted.
Well, see, when it comes to wrestling, though, what can you honestly believe? I mean,
well, they thought that they'd be up there. I mean, wrestling has always been a fairly niche type thing, and I think Vince thought that he was on par with a Major League Baseball, an NHL, NBA, even NFL. I mean, he's looking at these lucrative deals. Even NASCAR, to a degree, got a huge TV deal.
Right.
And he's thinking, all right, well, I've got to be on par with these guys. And NBC Universal kind of said,
it's come a long way over the years. Oh, yeah, I mean, I make jokes and things like that. When you look at it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're still talking $200 million a year, which is nothing to sneeze at.
No.
But when you compare it to, what is it, $2 billion a year for the NFL?
Right.
It's just a completely different level.
Well, also too, you're the NFL. You're filling 60,000, 80,000, people in the stadium, whereas in wrestling,
for numerous venues, whereas you get that, you get 60,000 once a year, and that's WrestleMania.
Right, exactly. So
and even then they'll inflate it to 72, or they'll take 72 and inflate it to 80, as they did in the case of WrestleMania 29.
Even pro football did that with the WFL.
That's true.
The Philadelphia Bell and all them. But no, I when you think about wrestling as it was many moons ago, when it was really, Bush League and things like that. So it has come a long way.
Oh, yeah. It was.
I make jokes.
Yeah, the guys in their bowler hats and their cigars. Right. And
yeah.
Yeah, no, it has gone a long way.
Yeah.
Definitely. But also noted on the call that if the network produces 1 million subscribers by the end of 2014, it would yield a 12-month average of 650,000 subscribers for the year. It all sounds well and good, but it translates to a net loss for 2014 ranging from $45 to $52 million.
Is that all?
Yeah, I know. Also of note that there were connection issues during the conference call, and McMahon dropped an expletive.
No.
Yes.
A dirty word?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
One that I can't say.
And Vince, you were such a good guy back in the 70s,
Anyway, nothing of note to improve morale or the stock price. WWE stock treading water over the week, falling another dime a share to $11.17 per share. And as if that wasn't enough, WWE is under investigation. Former Attorney General of Louisiana, Charles C. Foti Jr. Esquire, a partner of the law firm of Kahn, Swick, and Foti, announces that KSF, for short, has commenced an investigation into World Wrestling Entertainment Incorporated.
Is it real or not?
No, I don't think that. Yeah,
you think that's the issue?
I know. That was a softball lob for you.
Thank you.
On May 16th, a week ago yesterday, WWE disclosed that it had reached a multi-year deal with U.S. broadcaster NBC Universal for its long-running Raw and SmackDown programs, stating that the annual value of its television distribution agreements would reach $200 million, well below what investors were expecting. Daniel Moore, an analyst with CJS Securities, said in a research note that given management's more optimistic tone and the fact that other major sports franchises have garnered much higher increases, like I just said, this outcome is likely to be viewed as disappointing by many investors. On this news, the value of WWE's stock plummeted by over 43%. KSF's investigation is focusing on whether WWE and or its officers and directors violated state or federal securities laws. Basically saying that they kind of misled them, saying, come buy our stock. It's going to be grand. We're going to, make all this money. And then it turns out that it's not nearly as much as they thought it was. It's like the antithesis of the producers.
That's original. That's never happened before anywhere. Someone like inflating their stock and their value. That's a new one on the books.
Yeah, so I think they're trying to compare WWE to Enron or something like that in this regard, which I don't think it's necessarily that. It's just that'd be like putting an investigation into meteorologists because they said it was going to rain today and it didn't.
Yes.
It's like, there's a 10% chance. I mean, what do you want?
Whoa, wait a minute.
What of it?
It was only a 5% chance. You lied,
Yeah, but apparently, I guess where there's smoke, they're trying to rub a few sticks together to make fire. Because they're not the only ones. Milwaukee-based Ademi & O'Reilly LLP issued a press release announcing that they, too, are investigating possible securities fraud claims against WWE. Quote, specifically, WWE's statements that it would double the value of its domestic contracts for its two most popular shows, Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, and that the prospects for its recently launched streaming video network, WWE Network, were strong. Let me try that again. And that the prospects for its recently launched streaming video network were false and misleading. There we go. And for the 3 count, the New York-based law office of James C. Kelly announced that they, as well, are investigating potential claims on behalf of investors who purchased WWE stock from August 1st of last year to May 15th of this year. Their announcement points to a statement that good old Vinnie Mac made back on January 16th of this year that the company would break even on the network if they reached 1 million subscribers. But the latest outlook noted, as I mentioned a couple minutes ago, that WWE would have operating losses between, this says 35 and 45 million as opposed to the 45 and 52 million in the conference call. But either way, considerable losses even if they reach 1 million subscribers. So I don't know. Is this some more Vince McMahon pumping up the numbers to make himself feel better, but realizing that he's not fooling fans who's 93,000 Pontiac Silverdome? No, this is money and lots of it.
I would have thought it was about the betting lines out in Vegas. That's
the
what
betting lines in Vegas.
That's what I would have thought.
Well, that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother issue, and. Seeing as I didn't slag on him this time, it's kind of more of a legit surprise. Lucas the Intern.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an intern.
Yes, we do.
And to think I cried that you weren't here.
The game got moved a little bit earlier, so,
So you started earlier, finished earlier.
Did you score a goal?
No, but I made saves.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you were in goal.
Yeah.
I
was wearing this when I was.
You were wearing the Daniel Bryan Yes T-shirt. As
you were the
doing
goaltender.
So.
Oh, right. I was a goaltender in high school.
I was gonna say, if a goalie scores a goal in soccer, there's got to be some major.
That's pretty rare.
Yeah, it's rare in hockey, let alone.
But hockey, it makes sense. I think it has actually happened.
Yeah.
In soccer.
In soccer. But
yeah.
I think
was Pele playing goal?
No, I don't think Pele was known for the big foot as much. He was just dribbling. But
true. He was more
he
of a
may have
dribbler.
been. Who knows? But he was a forward. He was a center.
That's the most I've got in the World Cup.
Well, no, but seriously, I think there actually was at least
you're not
one.
on the air right now. We're gonna have to put
My fault. I should have lowered the mic. Anywho,
That's all right.
but it's nice. Let's get back to wrestling here.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, not a bad.
Yeah, okay. He's excited, the
I
kid
can
is.
tell you.
Yeah, he's eager.
He did a good job. Okay.
He is. Oh, my goodness. All right. And as if all that wasn't going on,
We have a call.
well, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. An investment firm wants WWE to replace executive management.
Oh, there's a job opening? I'll take it. Oh,
I don't think it quite works that way.
Oh.
The private investment firm Lemelson Capital LLC acquired shares of WWE and then asked the board of directors to replace executive management. The firm cited a period of consistent losses, execution issues, and material misstatements.
who got killed?
Not that kind of execution.
Dope
Not
on
even
him.
an
That
excellence
joke,
of
that's what got
execution?
killed.
Not even an excellence of execution.
I waited to say that, too. I even give a little pause in there, just, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. But it's streamlined. WWE has affirmed that even with 1 million subscribers for its WWE network, the company stands to lose between $45 million and $52 million in fiscal year 2014, which validates the original short thesis. Well, this is a quote from Emmanuel Lemelson, the chief investment officer of Lemelson Capital Management. This follows what we believe to be material misrepresentations by the company about both the performance and operating profit model of its WWE network, which the company has wrongly labeled, quote, a home run. So yeah, it's is a no looking good so good for WWE right now. As far as that. All right, let's take care of our first bit of business because I know we're coming up on that, and then we'll get to the phones right on the other side of our first time out. We'll get everybody squared in here, and we'll be good to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon Derry.
I can't guarantee greatness, but I'm going to go Tito Santana. I'm going to do my best. Arriba.
Tito Santana.
Yeah, I went old school.
I'll say you did. He was a good-looking guy.
Sometimes my best is good enough, and sometimes it isn't.
Song.
Yeah.
Just once can we figure... Oh, no. Wrong show.
Yeah, definitely. This show is Pro Wrestling Weekly. And it's here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. And just because Lucas hates hearing me say it, it is the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
Yay!
Are we gonna have to have like a WrestleMania match like King and Cole? Are we gonna have to have one of those?
King and Cole?
No, because that...
Well, that's original.
Well, no, Jerry the King Lawler and Michael Cole.
Yeah, I know, King and Cole. Not King Cole, Old King Cole. Get it?
Wasn't really going for that one.
Well...
Yeah, you need to put Vince on commentary to add the old part to it.
Here I thought that was deliberate. Seriously.
Gosh, he'll be, actually in a couple months, Vinnie Mac will be 69 years old. How crazy is that? 69 wonderful years. All right, let's fire up the...
We should all we should all look so good.
Yeah. It's amazing what, chemical... you can get by with a little help from your friends, right? Let's go to our friends on the phone.
Another original one. Here.
Yeah, I know. I've got full of them here. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly. What's going on?
How you doing? Hello.
Hey there. What's going on?
Hi. I'm from Bristol Borough, Pennsylvania. All right. I watch wrestling. All right. I've been watching from the 70s, 80s, 90s. Okay. Now, this stuff, what's going on with investors complaining, they take a gamble with their money.
This is true.
Multi-billionaire. So do not complain. Wrestling's it's sold out. Every arena is sold out. Every place they go. So
they are certainly an attraction. You're right.
These guys go in there, and the women go in those rings. You think it's fake? They're getting beat up. They're getting hurt. They're all beefed up and muscled. It's training. I don't want to hear no crap about investors complaining. I like wrestling.
Oh, yeah, and it's...
I would never get in that ring. Those guys are huge. I'm 5'10", 178 pounds. I'm going to get in that ring and get jacked up by someone 250 pounds? Hell no. Investors, knock it off. Stop crybabying. Right? He has plenty of money. Right? Vince McMahon built a big corporation. He employs people. Right? And they're amply compensated. They make good money, have good health insurance. Investors, take your money elsewhere.
Well, it seems like they've... thank you so much for the call. It seems like they've kind of done that by selling their WWE stock, and that's part of what caused it to drop as much. I think the issue was kind of more Vince was pulling kind of a Pied Piper, saying, "All right, you're gonna, instead of making money, you're gonna make more money." Then and it turned out that it wasn't as much as expected, and I think that's where all the complaints are coming from. And since you're here and I didn't get the chance to print out a second set of notes because I didn't think you were going to be here, I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about your boy CM Punk.
I guess. Okay, so Punk performs at a Cubs game.
Yeah, he does.
Can't wait to read this one. Mentions upcoming wedding. Is it okay to say former WWE superstar CM Punk saying, "Take me out to the ball game" during the 7th inning stretch at Wrigley Field? On Saturday, Punk was interviewed beforehand and mentioned that he and AJ Lee will be getting married next month.
So you're reading this cold. So you're getting the breaking news that is breaking you right on the issue here.
Yeah. Also, former WWE star Bushwhacker Luke Williams.
Oh, yeah, Luke of the Bushwhackers, that's right.
Released a photo of training at his gym in Clearwater Beach, Florida last Friday. No truth to the rumor that a quick rub nor a squeezy.
Yes. Yeah, see, I forgot I threw that in my notes there. Yeah, no truth to the rumor that a quick rub nor a squeezy was given before or after the Instagram picture of Luke the Bushwhacker with CM Punk. And I don't even know where to begin explaining that without getting kicked off the air, so I'm just going to say go check out either... Well, you can go one of two places. You can either go to your WWE network and pull up WrestleMania 5 and look up the Bushwhackers against the Rougeaus, or I personally recommend check out the WrestleMania 5 review on OSW Review at YouTube. Got to make sure I get the mention in for the lads over there in Ireland. They're grand.
Yeah, quick rub and the squeezy. Hello!
Well, I was going to say, I don't even think... you haven't seen Mania 5, so I don't know if you know... You know, we'll talk about that during the... Oh, okay, you did see that. All right.
Yeah.
So, okay, that... Oh, good times. Oh. So what else is going on? How are things going with you?
Going pretty well. Let's see. WWE Studios gets a 6-movie deal. WWE Studios and Lionsgate struck a deal for 6 action pictures, according to Deadline.com. The first film is titled Vendetta and will star The Big Show. The plot is described as a hard-nosed cop deliberately committing a crime, being sent to prison to seek vengeance on a man who murdered his wife. I mean, I can see Big Show doing a role like that, but I'd see him being like the villain. I can't see him being like... Because I'm not...
You don't see him as the hard-nosed cop out to get revenge for the murder of his wife?
It's just the fact that, like... Because when you're, like, doing that sort of stuff, you really have to be... You have to be, like, quick and stuff when you're doing, like, the martial arts action stuff. Like, I could see Big Show being, like, a goon or something in the prison.
A goon or a bouncer or, yeah... Dang, you're typecasting him more than Cena gets typecast as either a cop or a member of the military.
Well, I'm not saying that as... Like, he could definitely play the villain of that. I could definitely see a guy like Big Show being, like, the villain, like... But when you look at, like, the lead role, you gotta be, like, quick, agile. When you're doing that sort of thing, you gotta be, like... I'm not saying Cena should star in it. I'm saying, like, give it to... Actually, I'd like to see Orton or somebody like that. Or Punk. Okay, Punk. I'd like to see Punk.
Wow. I don't think Punk's...
look for a Chicago cop.
Well, not even that. I think it's just more of, at this point, I mean, Punk's just sitting at home. I mean, I don't see...
Put Daniel Bryan.
I don't think that'll go over as well.
Okay. Never mind.
There's a reason that he hasn't been in any of the WWE films thus far.
Would you like to enlighten me?
Well,
bad actor.
Yeah, being able to perform in a ring, whether it's cutting promos or executing moves and whatnot, and being able to perform in front of a camera as far as acting in a movie, they're two totally different things.
Cena can actually act pretty well.
Yeah, his detractors would say that he can't wrestle though, so that's the. I just got completely stone faced on that. You had to. You were fighting so hard to not laugh at that.
No, it's not even the fact that I'm fighting so hard not to laugh at that. Just don't want to reach across that table.
Oh gosh. The plucky youngster.
Leave Cena alone.
Again with that.
How dare you?
Oh man.
Next thing you know, I'm going to be getting a web redemption on Tosh.0. Never mind.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with Tosh.0.
No, but the fact that you cringed like I told a Jim Norton joke, it's just...
No. Oh, gosh. John is just going absolutely nuts on the Facebook fan page, the Facebook fan page and the Facebook feedback. Man, everybody is out in force. College basketball gets more money than the E. That's coming from Robert in reference
the E?
to as in WWE.
Yeah, I know, but the E is. Are we on Jersey Shore all of a sudden? The E. Oh no.
No, that would be Robbie E. But this is Robert
tired.
A. So.
You know what? I'm really tired, so please excuse any terrible jokes I tell.
What about the rest of the time?
Yeah, right.
Oh, and in in reference to the conference call expletive. John from Northeast Philly is always throwing gems out there. He says, can you hear me now? And Verizon saying, barely. And McMahon saying, you're fired. Oh, goodness. More law stuff, Robert. Well, that law firm ain't Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. That's an oldie but a goodie. Yeah. Are Kermit and Grover suing also?
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Hashtag.
I just caught that. I wasn't paying
goes back to the Three Stooges.
I know it does. It just I wasn't paying attention. I Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Nick, not paying attention. No.
I wasn't paying close enough attention.
I just kind of slipped that one in there.
Like the attorney, I fleece him.
Oh God, did you see the one, John? Okay, Big Show stars in RoboChop.
RoboChop. Wouldn't that be more Flair? I mean, since Flair's notorious for his backhand chops, that could work. There's so many ways with this. Notice how everyone is suing for the streaming WWE Network service, but yet not one video store parent company sued Netflix, Hulu, or Crackle for their streaming services. Hashtag double standard, hashtag be kind rewind.
I liked that movie. If he was trashing it.
What?
That's the name of a movie with Jack Black.
No, he was saying that it is a double standard.
Yeah.
The movie had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I know. I don't even.
You're too young for Be Kind Rewind.
No, that was the name of a movie. I'm having a blonde moment right now. I'm having a blonde moment right now. All
right. In the next break, we'll discuss what VHS tapes are.
Oh, I know what VHS. Yeah.
I was playing some VHS tapes the other day, and I saw one of them and had that on it.
That had Be Kind Rewind on it?
Rewind on it.
I literally have a VHS player still.
Oh, right.
And I use it still.
Good.
Yeah.
People look at me, I'm nuts for that. I even had some old wrestling VHS tapes. Back with Gorgeous George and Johnny Valentine.
The library at Bucks County Library still carries VHS movies that you can run.
Right.
That's awesome.
Antonina Rocca. Great stuff.
We're going
back when it was real.
Where? How in the heck? Okay, I don't know. Let me figure out a way to get back from this here. The state of the WWE Championship, mate, or WWE All World, All Heavyweight, Inter World Everything Championship. Yes. Daniel Bryan, the neck surgery, no timetable on his return. So Stephanie, this past Monday, saying that she wasn't going to strip Bryan of the title, but she demanded that he showed up to Raw this coming week, so 2 days from now, Memorial Day edition of Raw, and that he do the right thing personally surrendered the WWE World Heavyweight Championship because that's what's best for business. I don't know. She threw out a few other potential best for business examples, and pretty much it was all just healing it up for the UK crowd and doing a great job of it. Probably the biggest boos. I don't know which was worse, the offering of giving the title to Batista or giving it to Triple H. I don't know. That's a real pick your poison. Talk about a would you rather gone wrong.
It's worse than Family Guy's Would You Rathers.
I didn't see that, and that'll probably also be discussed during the break.
No, because you know how Family Guy always has, like, when they're at the clan, whenever they have, like, a would you rather, it's like a bad circumstance.
Mm-hmm. That's usually how those things go.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have even worse circumstances than when it's just a normal game.
Yeah, because it's the crazy mind of Seth MacFarlane.
Yep.
Oh, gosh. Red vs. Blue discusses what to do with old technology like Blu-ray and VHS, animated completely in Halo 2's multiplayer. Of course, a video game reference coming from John from Northeast Philly. And I've got a video game story. This'll have you amped up and excited.
Yeah.
WWE 2K15.
I like it already.
Is not delayed after all.
Yes.
Initial reports came out that it wouldn't be released until early 2015. But 2K Sports announcing Wednesday that WWE 2K15 will indeed be released on October 28th of this year, lining up with previous release dates.
You know what the good thing is? I heard it's also coming out for the 360 as well, so I might not just have to switch to next-gen gaming yet.
Stealing all the air out of my stories. I was getting ready to get there, and you just jump right in and snatch.
Well, that's what you get for trashing Cena. It doesn't feel so good now, does it, Fearon?
Are you serious right now?
No, not really.
Okay.
I just feel like paying a jackwagon.
2K originally announcing a delay to the first quarter of 2015 back in February, but quietly announced the release Wednesday on Twitter as well as their forums. And yes, as Lucas mentioned, the game will be available on current consoles, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, as well as the last generation consoles, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And for folks like me, I'm stuck playing with my Wii.
Giggity.
That's your real hair. Who are you kidding?
Yeah, that works too. Oh,
okay, hold on a second. CM Punk coming back to WWE is like Cleveland coming back to Spooner Street. Okay, John, you didn't see the new episode of Family Guy, did you? Thank you very much.
Oh, no. He's toying with you.
Here.
Well, this is all coming on the Facebook feed pack, WBCB Pro Wrestling Weekly.
People don't know that. I didn't know it until now.
I mentioned it before. That was when you weren't paying attention. Along with the Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
And I fleece him. And
oh, yeah. All those from back in the day. Yeah. Yes.
I used to work for the Miracle.
In case you aren't there, you can go over to there, check on Facebook, WBCB Pro Wrestling Weekly, and you can join in on the live feedback that seems to go on in case you can't call in, but you're near some sort of a device that can connect to the internet, as there seem to be more of those than phones these days.
Yeah. Thank God for Wi-Fi.
Yes. Otherwise, your various companies will be making more money than Vince McMahon lost a week ago Friday.
Yeah.
And then some. Oh, other news and things.
Hold on a second. Ron and John running neck and neck in the Facebook feedback. Joseph Anthony just posted.
What can I say? People love to express their opinions. And
we're like John Cena. We definitely get a reaction from the fans.
And it's very polarizing, yes. You can't argue that.
I know.
I'm stating facts. That's what I do as a broadcast journalist.
Yeah, I know.
We've been over this numerous times
I've heard that broadcast journalist thing someplace before. I'm a bro. Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
You have a right to your
Borrowed it from the Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer Bobby the Brain Heenan.
And Dominic DeNucci, yes.
Okay. I don't remember DeNucci ever saying that.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. Were you watching when the Brain was around? There we go.
I have his book. Are you kidding?
You have his book.
It's been a while since he's mentioned Dominic DeNucci.
It is really that good. He's a far cry from that character.
Yes.
And believe me, and he's a very interesting person.
Or even Bolieve. That's right. That happened last night. Bo Dallas making his re-debut.
What do you
mean?
With
the new,
because he debuted, he was at the Rumble in 2012, right?
Yeah, he was in the Rumble, he was in the Rumble a couple of years ago for a cup of coffee. Had that little feud with Wade Barrett that lasted like a month, and then back to NXT he went. But now with the Bolieve gimmick, he made his debut and beat Sin Cara in a little over 4 minutes.
I can't stand him.
Afterward, shook Sin Cara's hand and said, "You did good, but you can become as great as me as long as you believe."
Oh God! Put me in that ring with him now, please. Him and Adam Rose. I'll take him on a handicap match. Heck, I'll take the Exotic Express too.
The Exotic Express as well?
Yeah.
Sounds like someone's being a lemon and not a rosebud.
I'm sorry. I posted this on the Facebook page, but Jackie Boy and Zebby sounds like a BBC Three show. That one was for you, Harry Barnett. But still, it does. It sounds. That was the only thing that I liked about anything that is Adam Rose was Jackie Boy and Zebby. That cracked me up, but that's the only thing.
That's the only... the problem is, and we're quickly realizing this, the gimmick is really one-dimensional. Like, it's kind of like, all right, we've got this great idea for the entrance, and we got the song, and that's it. It's kind of, well, where are we going as far as character development, as far as wrestling, and that's kind of the struggle.
That clubbing thing, I feel like it ended... like 3 years ago. After Jersey Shore was done, that whole party, exotic clubbing thing, that all, I think, pretty much...
You were 12 then.
Do I have to bring up the old soul thing again?
Please don't.
Yeah, okay, then you can just stop that right there.
What am I going to do with you? Let's take care of some business. Let's take a break. I could pull a Vince and say, "You're fired."
I could pull a Teddy Long and say, "You can't fire me, I quit."
I thought you were going to say, "I'm going to make this a tag match, holla holla." Oh, God. All right, let's take care of some business. Lucas the Intern just causing trouble left, right, and sideways like he does, as does Nick Cataldi. Yay.
Yay.
Yeah, there we go. Back to not paying attention again.
I was paying attention. I was watching the thing, getting ready for you to run right through the whole thing.
Yeah, going through the spiel, the numbers, the whole bit, 215-949-3232, or toll free at 888-922-2149. And, of course, this being Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, May 24. On this date in 1999, WWF Monday Night Raw aired live from St. Louis, Missouri. In the main event, The Rock pinned Val Venus. This episode was informally known as Raw is Owen, a tribute to the life and memory of WWF superstar Owen Hart. On this date in 2004, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Rockford, Illinois. In the main event, Victoria pinned Molly Holly in a women's match. On this date in 2009, TNA held its Sacrifice pay-per-view. In the main event, Sting defeated Jeff Jarrett, Kurt Angle, and Mick Foley in a four-way match to win the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, May 24. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Lucas the Intern and Nick Cataldi.
Yay!
Yeah, if I can be serious for a minute to take the line from Lance Storm. I know, we've had our kicks and giggles for most of the show, but yesterday, May 23rd, of course, marking 15 years to the day since the Over the Edge 99 pay-per-view and the tragic passing of Owen Hart. And to say the least, the wrestling community has reached out in droves. It's amazing how it's I mean, 15 years later, I still remember watching that pay-per-view live and just being in absolute shock. And man, a great guy and a very unfortunate loss. And I mean, we here at WBCB Pro Wrestling Weekly, I mean, what can we say? It's something that shouldn't have happened. And I mean, Owen is still missed in the business to this day. I can only imagine the ribs that he'd be pulling now if he were still with us.
Yeah, that it is really a sad thing whenever a wrestler passes, especially the way that it happened when they're like basically in the prime of their career.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2 weeks after his 34th birthday. And I was going to say, thinking that I'll be closing in on that in about a year or so has me, well, a little worried. But then again, I'm not planning on climbing anything anytime soon. On to brighter things. Now, mentioned in there, the main event that night, Val Venus was a part of it, and he'll be a part of things here in the area as well, because George's Cards and Collectibles, they're at it again. Saturday, June 14th. Val Venus makes his way to George's in the Oxford Valley Mall from noon to 2. That's right, the Big Valboski will penetrate the walls of the Oxford Valley Mall Sears Court. Check out George's 3 locations for all your sports and wrestling memorabilia needs. Their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown. In the Oxford Valley Mall in the Sears Court on the lower level. That's where Val Venus will be. And their newest location in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing. For more information on the upcoming Val Venus appearance, as well as all the stuff, things, and whatnot available at George's Cards and Collectibles, you can give them a call at 215-943-2475. That's 215-943-2475. Or you can visit them on the web at georgescollectibles.com. As if that day, June 14th, wasn't crazy enough, and it's only 3 weeks away, Wrestling with Disaster, the final cut. We've had Anthony Bruno and Corey Castle and Pitbull Gary Wolf on here in the past, and you can be a part of it. It's your chance to be part of history. The last filming for the Wrestling with Disaster documentary, you can be a part of it by being in attendance. It starts with lights, camera, action, the autograph session that goes from 3 until 6. Then the Wrestling with Disaster, the final cut wrestling card itself, and this is all going on down at the 2300 Arena, formerly known as the ECW Arena, over on the corner of Swanson and Rittner in South Philly. The card itself goes from 7 to 10, and then there's the That's a Wrap after party, where you can party with the stars of Wrestling with Disaster. To get your tickets for any of the events on Saturday, June 14th, go to WrestlingWithDisaster.com. I know, Lucas, you and I, we have our tickets. I'll see what I can do about sneaking you into the after party.
EC-dub, EC-dub, EC-dub.
So much to learn. And here's the card. Here's the card lineup. Now we'll get you in on some less pedestrian chants, but they're definitely not one suitable for air. We'll put it that way. Here's the card lineup. Current Monster Factory heavyweight champion Brutal Joe Gibson, you've seen him in person, takes on Dr. Lamar Porter. Should be interesting. Lance Anoa'i of the famous Anoa'i family tree that has an seemingly infinite number of branches. He takes on Corey Castle. I got to go with, well, I don't know. Should I do predictions certain to go wrong for Wrestling with Disaster? We'll see. Coming up. We got a few weeks. We'll save that for the 14th.
Yeah.
The BWO, they challenge Monster Factory's Grey Wolf, Mike Spanos, and Mark Cruz in a 6-man tag team match.
The Forgotten Ones are getting back together for one night only, right?
It looks that way. The Pitbull Gary Wolf, he'll be seeking revenge against the franchise Shane Douglas in a dog collar match. Of course, the franchise from a single-arm DDT back in 96 broke the neck of Gary Wolf. And that was, 17 years ago now. Crazy.
Yeah.
Or, what was it, 17 or 18? 18 now. My gosh, where does the time go?
I don't know.
Bilvis Wesley from the Monster Factory, he'll take on Danny Doring, an ECW alum. The legendary tag team, the Powers of Pain, the Warlord and the Barbarian, they face Samu and Alpha Jr. And then in a triple threat match, you have Sabu against Too Cold Scorpio and formerly from TNA, Jesse Sorensen.
Jesse Sorensen, who?
He injured his neck a year plus ago.
No, but was that his name in TNA?
Yeah, that was his name in TNA.
Mm.
He had a match against Zema Ion and ended up, what is it? Yeah, he ended up breaking his neck in that match against Zema Ion. I want to say it was against all odds of last year. I'm not 100%. Yeah, it's been a while. The memory gets a little fuzzy. Too many dates in the head, things like that. What can you do? But yeah, all that's going down. Again, for your tickets, go to wrestlingwithdisaster.com. Only 3 weeks away, and I'll be there in full force. Gosh, it's going to be like a red carpet affair. I got to figure out what to wear. I don't know. Do I go with the? Do I rep WBCB? Do I go with the OSW Review T-shirt? I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities. I don't know. There's time to figure it out. Oh, goodness. Well, we're at that point of the show. How about some birthdays? You missed out last week, and since I don't know if you listened to the encore, since you weren't here, I decided to slag on you a little bit by noting a couple of comedians' birthdays, since I know comedy is one of your
whose
big
comedians'
things.
birthdays? See if I know who they are.
You know who they are.
Okay.
And of course, I don't have last week's notes in front of me, so I'll have to go to the tape after the show and have a little fun with that. But born in 1978, Elijah Burke, also known in TNA as the Pope, D'Angelo Dinero.
The Elijah Express.
Yes, the Elijah Express turns 36 today.
What's he doing now?
Probably wrestling on the indies.
Think he'd ever come back to WWE?
I don't know if Vince wants him at this point. He's trying to make up for a $350 million loss.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be adding to the payroll. And that's the only notable wrestler birthday, so we had to kind of branch out to some quasi-wrestling references. 1979, former UFC heavyweight champion and two-time Brock Lesnar opponent, Frank Mir, turns 35 today. Certainly a storied career. He went 1-1 against Lesnar. And
UFC 100.
They all go 1-1 against each other.
And in 1990, Joey Logano was born. Race car driver and former guest host of Monday Night Raw back in October of 2009. He turns 24 today. So happy birthday to all of you. Let's see, a couple other bits of news and notes before we make our way on out of here. TNA announcing a new family-friendly TV show.
Which is probably not going to do it's going to do even worse than.
Well, here's the kicker. It's for the UK. They're going they're going European. Challenge TV and TNA Entertainment have joined forces for a historic announcement. I don't know about historic, but it's from the press release, so I'm going to roll with it. Teaming up to deliver TNA's first ever wrestling programming specifically designed for a family audience. Okay, I guess they don't remember Saturday Morning Slam by the WWE from
Can't you just
years ago?
Can't you just change the programming to your show to TV, PG? Or are they just gonna feel like, no, we're gonna try and ride this out, maybe?
Oh, it's TNA's first ever wrestling pro. Okay, that I misread that.
Is Saturday Morning Slam even still on? I don't believe
it is.
I don't even know half these shows exist.
Nor do I believe it is.
Yeah. Okay. That's
going to go for a while. An all-new version of TNA Explosion, without the E, will air weekly on Challenge for starting Saturday, May 31st. That's next week at 9 a.m. I'm guessing that's local time, which would be like 3 a.m. here or maybe 4 a.m. here on the East Coast.
That's gonna be
Well, I don't believe we get Challenge TV here in the States.
Exactly. It's gonna be in the UK. That's gonna be very popular for families to watch.
Well, maybe we'll get a review from Harry Barnett.
Yeah, he's usually
the
up
great
around
Harry
that time.
Barnett.
No, he's usually up around that time.
I don't think he sleeps. The show has been reformatted with families in mind and to purposely differentiate itself from TNA's flagship post-watershed program, Impact Wrestling.
Because I know a lot of people are trying to differentiate themselves from that program. Oh, that was a good one. You got to admit.
That was very well done, yes. Explosion, which is hosted by Jeremy Borash and features a mix of new matches, classic bouts, and the hilarious spin cycle panel debates, will also continue to be shown in its current late-night time slot of 11 p.m. on Wednesday evenings, again over across the pond. TNA Impact Wrestling broadcast every Sunday at 9 p.m. in the UK. So for our Brit and Irish listeners, well, okay, I don't think Jay Hunter is going to be watching TNA all that often. I don't know. Well, maybe. Probably going to tell me to slag off or something. I don't know. All right, one other bit of note. Bischoff Hervey Company expand into social gaming.
You mean like a Facebook game?
Yes and no. MX Digital has signed a deal with Traffic Generation to bring waged games to social media space. MX Digital is a company founded by a group that includes Eric Bischoff and Jason Hervey. The CFO gives a quote, "Our recent success and growth in the international waged sector, combined with our portfolio of gaming with the biggest names in social media, makes the expansion to social gaming truly exciting." That's from MX Digital CFO Ted Lanes. Social casino gaming is currently a $1.7 billion industry, and some have predicted it'll be as big as $7 billion in a few years.
And if it doesn't, then law firms are all around the country.
Yeah, exactly. They're chomping at the bit. MX Digital definitely plans to be at the forefront with our continued roll out of games featuring iconic entertainment figures. So let me get this straight. Soon you'll be able to gamble on Facebook.
I think people are already gambling on Facebook.
Well, I mean, with like real money.
Yeah, it was a joke about, that one failed. 2 for 3 isn't that bad,
Sounds like a good name for a song. But yeah, gambling on Facebook. I mean, I had a hard enough time giving up stuff like Mafia Wars, Castle Age, Farkle.
Mafia Wars is pretty fun.
Yeah, but it was addicting. I had to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I couldn't. And WWE title maker featured on CNN Money. Dave Milliken of Dave Milliken Belts was profiled in a story on money.cnn.com this past Wednesday. Milliken, of course, making the majority of title belts for that WWE uses, as well as belts for Bellator and other wrestling and MMA promotions. He's kind of like this generation's Reggie Parks. Like Reggie Parks had the design of the Winged Eagle belt and all those belts from the 80s and I think into the 90s. And now Milliken has kind of taken over as the forefront maker of the championship belts used by major promotions.
Very nice.
So, yeah, CNN giving him at least they're giving something wrestling related, a little bit of positive pub after the...
Nancy Grace.
I wasn't even going that way. That's good. That's good work by you. I meant more just everybody ripping Vince and his stock plummeting. But, yeah.
Dark way to... Let's bring something out light so we don't end the show so darkly.
Well, next week, Monster Factory show down in Paulsboro. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I can't make it to that. I have a round-robin tournament.
Boo! Oh, well, you'll be there in spirit.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll be texting me. Well, no, if you're in the tournament, you won't be like texting me.
No, we're gonna have breaks in between.
Yeah, you'll be like, so what happened? What happened? It's like, I'll give you the full review.
Like it's not.
later.
It's just the fact that I'm probably gonna be too tuckered out to go.
Oh gosh, then what are you gonna do on June 14th?
Well, I'm not gonna have soccer.
You're not gonna have soccer.
Soccer season's gonna be over. This is our last game, 3 games of the season next Saturday.
Oh yeah, okay. After playing 3 soccer games, I don't think I'd be up for doing much of anything either. But Nick Cataldi, he's up for doing country music, and he's got that next here on 1490 WBCB. We'll be back next week with more Pro Wrestling Weekly.
1490 WBCB, Levittown, Peerless Hills, Trenton.